Well, time to make another Lolcow video. They really are the worst show on the internet. Welcome aboard my Mexican Pirate Crew. Today we are talking about Lolcow Live, and it is completely falling apart. It's been genuinely just insane to watch it all unravel just in real time, right? Boogie, no surprise, constantly stabbing Keemstar in the back. All of his cows, quitting or threatening to quit, or all of this is just going on, and it's been so entertaining to watch. It's just absolutely insane how Keemstar thought he could really make a project with genuine, just all lolcows, by the way, all people who are known for not having a consistent schedule, not known for not really doing any more content, for being genuine lolcows. This is what happens when you make a show with lolcows. They're gonna have a lot of pushback from you, Keem. Like, I don't know what you were thinking making this lolcow project, but that's what lolcows do, is that they usually have a little pushback, and they're just like, I'm not gonna do it your way. I think my way is way better. And that's the thing with lolcows. They're people who don't know how to grow as people. And anytime they do grow, it's like it's so. You don't know if they're actually growing or if it's just some shallow thing to get more views and more sympathy or whatever, right? But it's just why? Why? This whole thing has just been a humongous headache. Just like like me downing that whole bottle of ibuprofen. That's how much I usually need to get past one of these. No, not really. Obviously, that was just a joke, but. It's nothing but arguing from these guys. It's nothing but yelling back and forth. Who has the loudest voice? I have the loudest voice. No, you don't have the loudest voice. I have the loudest voice. It's basically just a yelling competition at a certain point, They don't really go into good conversations, productive conversations, I have seen a lot of content creators make videos and have live streams where they have productive conversations, but when you go to Lolcow Live, you just lose brain cells. It's just a bunch of yelling. If I wanted to watch a bunch of yelling old people, I just would watch a Trump debate. It's absolutely idiotic. Yelling old people. I would definitely watch a Trump debate because God. Is Trump an idiot, right? But it's not about Trump. This is about Keemstar and his little failure of a universe, and it's just why? What made him think that this would be what made him think that this would make a bunch of money when I feel like they may have wasted money, more money than they have making it, doing this whole lolcow universe. That's I personally think that they probably lost more money than they gained money. Unironically so, too.
When you made me community manager, you told me, Steak, you gotta stop being so mean to me. You gotta be a community manager. You gotta be easier on me.
That is a lie. That is a lie. What was said to Steak privately and in front of other people is, hey, if you're gonna be put on Lolcow Live, you need to be Team LCU. All right? You need to be loyal to the company. We just dealt with two Voldemorts that were on major shows that snaked us. And if you go up on one of these big shows and we put you in that position, you got to be loyal to the LCU. That is the only thing that was said to you.
I got two kids, bro.
I have a kid too. I don't know if you knew that. I'm a father.
Both of these guys are just fatherless. But Keem, you are such a you are such a little. You are such a little you have to be loyal to LCU. You have to suck LCU's. You gotta grab it by the and just twist it. You gotta glaze LCU 24/7 in order to be a part of this universe. you can at least criticize it, man. At the bare minimum, you can at least criticize the LCU, even if you are a part of the Lolcow universe. You know, it's not like you have to constantly be all like, oh yeah, Lolcow Live, that is that is my shit right there. That is my shit. I would never trade anything in for that ever in my life. Not even $1 million fucking dollars, you know? Like, let's be honest here, Kim. Let's be completely honest here. There's a lot of your hosts who would completely drop the LCU shit at just a taste of $1 million. Like let's be completely honest, because that's what these lolcows are. You know, they're mainly in it for the money, and now a lot of them have left. People like Nightmare, people like Steak, people like Boogie's never gonna leave. I'm sorry to say, but Boogie is never going to leave. Even if he somehow does, he's going to somehow come back. You know, again, I really hope the rumors are true about Wings of Redemption quitting. I think this is going to be a very nice break for Jordy, but if it's not, you know, that is very sad to see. And you know, Jordy is also just in it for the money, as you can see. You know, it is not about the love for content anymore. Whatever happened to, you know, actually just enjoying the content that you put out? You know, instead of just focusing so much on the money that you're just like, let me bring in all these big ass like people that, you know, are also lolcows that also want a fuck ton of money from making content, instead of just enjoying making content and enjoying getting money from that enjoyment of making content. You know, let me get all the people who just want the money, and that's it. You know, they just want a paycheck real quick, and then they just want to clock out. You know, like, that is not entertaining to see whatsoever. When you have people, when you are entertained by your own channel, that's how you know that it's at least entertaining and more people are going to watch it. You know, instead of having all these big lolcows on your show. And I mean, look how fucking it turned out for Amberlynn Reed. You know, Amberlynn Reed is no longer part of your universe anymore, Keem. You got to wake up, man.
I am not being interviewed by you. It doesn't matter how many questions you ask me. I do not have to answer them, you idiot. When I came in to ask you and give you free will and a choice on which show to pick, you refused to do so. Now you have lost the ability to have free will. Now we are deciding which show you're going to be on.
Okay, I humbly disagree. Is that what you want to hear?
There we go.
In Keem we trust.
I think.
Turbo, what are you doing there in between Keem's legs? It's just hilarious, too, how Keem also kind of antagonizes his own host. You know, he's all like, he's telling Nightmare that, you know, he needs to, so context, you know, context is that Nightmare got in trouble for live streaming on his own channel, you know, his, it's just, like, okay, so here's the thing, right? I kind of get it. I kind of get Keem's perspective of where he's coming from, because he, in a way, did help Nightmare gain that following, because people know him as a lolcow host or whatever, right? And so they want to check him out. They want to see what he's all about, right? And so Nightmare decides to stream on his own channel one day, right? Keem gets very pissed off about it, and he gives him an ultimatum of picking between having his own show, you know, his own solo show, which was I think Lolcow Cracked, or going back to the LCU and being one of the hosts there, you know. And you know, Keem gave him that ultimatum, which is just like, it's kind of fucked in my opinion, if you ask me, right? But Nightmare, because he didn't want to choose between Cracked or the LCU, you know, the Lolcow universe, or the main LCU, whatever, he kind of just argued with Keem, and then Keem was just like, you know what, I'm deciding for you, fuck you, you know, I'm your boss, I get to do what I want, suck my dick, you know. And I mean, we've already seen Turbo doing that 24/7 with Keem, you know, that I think, I fully believe that's even how Turbo got to be a main host of the LCU, is just by, you know, glazing Keem and doing all this other shit, right? Turbo is just a, like, he obviously, you know, got boosted a whole lot by Keemstar, you know. And now I'm pretty sure Nightmare and Steak and those other people are going to be Voldemorted once again, or not once again, but they're going to be Voldemorted, much like people like Rastov. I'm not sure if Zayzudin is is Voldemorted yet. Zay Zooted, though, she has been doing great on her own. And this is what I mean, this is what I mean about people straying away from from the LCU. I fully believe that if they just strayed away from the LCU, they could make entertaining content. Zay Zooted is a fucking amazing prime example of that, She is actually making pretty decent content, pretty good live streams, and stuff like that, in my humblest of opinions, And she doesn't even really shit on the LCU all that much, I'm going to constantly shit on the LCU because I like shit on Keem. But yeah, it's just very wholesome to kind of see something like that.
Because I'll tell you this, Boogie, Nightmare, Steak, we hit a roadblock. I would tell you guys, hey, you should probably do it this way. And you think, oh, he's crazy. We're going to do it our way.
Instead of doing that, you have to have your little self-obsession, narcissistic channel called Lolcow Jester. Just rename it the Keemstar Show, because that's what you're eventually going to do.
I don't believe that these Jester streams are hurting our community at all. I don't believe that these Jester streams are hurting any of the shows at all. I don't. And I've never seen anyone that I talk about on here suggest that that's what this show is. Until Boogie and Steak responded to me. It's the first time I've seen a host call me a detractor, say that I'm just doing this for my ego, and saying that I'm trying to hurt their show. You're the first ones. So
look at how distraught this gnome is. But it's always been about ego with you, Keem, It's always been about ego with you, You've done all of this just to stroke your own ego, just to prove that you can turn these shitty people who don't make any content anymore into, I don't know, some sort of entertaining podcast or something, and it has failed miserably. It has blown up in your face multiple times, and it's kind of funny to see, especially since you did a drama channel way back when and did a lot of false reporting, and it was sad to see because your false reporting had consequences in some cases, and the fact that you feel like you can make a profit out of this whole LCU is just laughable to me. It is completely laughable because it is so obvious that you are miserable. You, along with your other hosts, are absolutely miserable doing this. And you are forever going to be miserable until you eventually decide, you know what, this is just not worth the time or effort anymore. I'm going to finally drop this. Because that time is going to come before, the hosts kind of wisen up and are just like, oh, you know what? We need to run an entertaining show. We need to do something that will wow the audience 24/7 instead of constantly just arguing and yelling at each other like a bunch of Neanderthals. Holy moly, I can't even speak. That is what LCU has done to me. I have lost brain cells because of these absolute moron, idiotic old people. And the fact that they are having their own civil war right now, basically, is completely just idiotic to me. Like, what is wrong with you? Why would you decide to, fight the people you are trying to, quote unquote, help, Keemstar? Because you always want to help people, right? Why are you fighting with them? Why are you fighting with them when they are giving you a little pushback? That's what Lolcows do. That's what Lolcows are going to do, especially if you tell them to stick to a schedule, especially if you tell them to do something entertaining. They are going to have that pushback, Keem. And that I hope this is what you signed up for. This is exactly what you signed up for. I don't know, though. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think this Keem is kind of just getting his karma, or do you think, Keem is kind of just suffering and is kind of sad to see? Again, let me know your guys' opinion down below. If you guys did like this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you guys didn't like this video, be sure to hit that dislike button. And if you guys are new to my channel and enjoy my content, be sure to subscribe with notifications on to never miss a single upload. And until next time, y'all, adios.